Alright, Matt Rife has done it again. So Matt Rife is a social media influencer as well as comedian. Honestly, he's a pretty funny guy. Obviously, he has also made some offensive jokes that we will get to. Now, Matt first rose to TikTok fame when he was posting like thirst trap type videos. Now, if you look at photos when Matt first started getting a little bit more notoriety versus where he is now, he looks very different. And people have not been quiet in pointing out the changes to his appearance.
Let's start up top. Matt is 27 years old and has had a series of different hairlines and forehead heights throughout the span of his very short career. My personal opinion is that he is varied between a hairpiece and some hair plugs. I say hair plugs because he had a bandana era. We all know what bandana eras mean. His current look is one of these things. Hollywood loves this thing. Moving down, let's talk about the rolling changes to his face. We'll start with the front. He obviously found a spray tanner that he loves. The bridge of his nose from then to now looks a little bit higher and more narrow, and the tip looks more refined. His cheekbones look considerably more full, more prominent, especially the apples of his cheeks, and people speculate that he had buccal fat surgery and some filler to enhance them. From a side view showing where he started down here and then him throughout the years, you can see there's obviously an elevation to his cheek. I mean, the way the light catches this, strategic. His teeth, of course, in this journey have changed quite a bit over the years. From here to those 6 veneers to finally an update that covers his top row. The shape of his mouth has also changed, which of course is due to the new veneers and the new teeth. Your teeth are bones and bones are bone structure. But also when you watch him talk lately, his smile is more upturned and no longer pulling down like it used to. Something Botox in the chin can fix. His top lip also appears much fuller and less active. If we're looking at him from the side, before and after, his features are a lot more refined now than they were back then. And I say back then because this is like 5 years ago. He likes to claim late puberty, but he is like 30 years old. And if we're like really gonna zoom out and see how we got from like this to this, the Tom Brady special, we simply have to remember that we started out right here. I think the confusion that comes with Matt's looks and the question of did he or didn't he is because throughout the years, he has tried to yassify himself drastically multiple times. I think his yassification tactics are too old. I think he's tried to yassify himself with filler throughout the years. And unfortunately, 2019 filler looks like 2019 filler the same way that like 2016 makeup looks like 2016 makeup. But I also think he likes to heavily retouch his photos as well. He might just be the new male Kylie Jenner. There's a reason why he goes from looking like his former self, then drastically changing, and then this year kind of looking almost like his former self. The filler settles, filler wears off, Botox wears off, things move, things shift, things get dissolved. Oh, also part 3, body. Matt's gained some muscle over the years. I'm not sure how he's done it, but know that when men get super lean and gain muscle, they lose lots of fat, and that includes the fat in their face. A lot of men with lots of muscle lose fat in their face and have a hollow appearance, which of course can always be reversed with volumizing filler. Anyway, TikTok is also saying that the reason why he's rebranding and rechanging his like comedy shtick to like include domestic violence jokes is because he's trying to like appeal to more men and like shake the audience of women who think that he is cute. Which makes sense why he's been like endlessly yassifying himself into a version of their crush or the version of themselves that these men wish they were. The male gaze is weird, and honestly so is this guy. But this industry has proven that being a allegedly roided up woman hater dickhead who men worship will pay off in the end.
Brutal. It was life-changing, and even I don't understand it. Yes. Up until like not even that long ago. If you look at pictures of me at like 19, completely different looking person.
Did you go to like Dr. Huff Sapien down the street?
Literally
like,
not
happened?
a single fucking thing. I just kept getting older, I guess.
Really?
And it's so funny. The only thing I've ever done is my teeth. I got veneers, obviously, because my teeth were fucked.
At one point, Matt had made a joke on a Netflix special about DV. So I'm going to play you that joke if I can find it. And if that is something that is going to be triggering to you, I will see you in my next video. Don't watch the rest of this because it could be triggering. Okay, so I have to explain this next joke because otherwise I'm not going to be able to monetize this video. So essentially in Matt's Netflix special that he did, he was telling a story about how he and a buddy went to a restaurant in Baltimore and the hostess had a black eye, and he was like, it wasn't like a questionable, oh, like, what, did you run into something? He goes, no, it was like a black eye from, you know, getting hit and whatever. And his friend was like, wow, I feel really bad for her, like that's terrible. I feel like they shouldn't have her be the face of the company. They shouldn't have her be hosting. Instead, she should be in the back in the kitchen or something where customers don't see her just because of, you know, she looks kind of rough, and also, maybe she doesn't want to be in front either. And Matt says, well, I have a feeling if she could cook, she wouldn't have a black eye. and that's not a very cool joke to make. And then he kind of ends it off by saying, yeah, I just wanted to test this crowd, see if you guys were cool or not. And it's like, hey guy, let's maybe not joke about women getting hit. So anyways, that is the joke that everyone was so upset about, and I fully support that. And I think, yes, I think that was a terrible joke to make. So Matt has made that joke, which is honestly quite disgusting. He also made an inappropriate joke towards a young child.
Just when you think Matt Rife's comedic controversy couldn't get any worse, he just started internet beef with a child. In response to Matt's now infamous comedy special, this creator, Bunny Hedaya, posted this lighthearted video of her son.
Nothing to do with the stars, man. Just because Jupiter has a ring and you don't, doesn't mean...
Saturn has rings. And it has more also, and you're mean to girls.
But instead of laughing it off or even ignoring it, Matt, who wasn't even tagged in the video, replied with this comment on Instagram, which he now deleted. The comment reads, Jupiter also has a ring. Oh, and Santa Claus isn't real. Your mom buys you presents with the money she makes on OF. Good luck. Not only is arguing with a 6-year-old online really bizarre, but Bunny also stated that she's never posted to OnlyFans in this video.
Do I look like... I don't even show my body.
For you to assume that every single woman online makes money by showing their bodies, which, like, if that's what you do, girl, do you. Like, love it. I have never made a single dollar from a man.
Some people did argue that Bunny shouldn't have gotten her child involved in social media controversy in the first place, but most agreed that it was so weird of Matt to respond so harshly to this video of a 6-year-old.
Matt was also casually seeing Brooke Schofield, who was on the canceled podcast with Tana Mongoose. I don't know. They're two influencers and they had a podcast together. And Brooke had been casually seeing Matt. They were still seeing other people, but they were still dating. And poor Brooke tells us how a joke, or not even really a joke, but something that Matt had said directly referenced her. So here is what he said first.
Yo, that's pretty close.
Yeah, it's like, what am I supposed to you or thumb wrestle? Like, I don't know.
I mean, both, honestly.
I don't love a giant. I don't want to look down and feel like God left a tag on you. I just don't want your to look like the gum from Sausage Party.
And now this is what Brooke had said in response.
Went on the Stiff Sucks podcast with our baby Trevor Wallace.
And I just want to say this is when I knew.
I was still actively seeing him at the time. In fact, we'd gone to dinner the night before. He was telling me all about how he was going on a podcast. I don't know if you guys recall. That was like the most... He's since had it wiped from the internet. I wish I could wipe it from my memory. First offense was Trevor asking what his type was. His answer was blondes with fake... Okay? He goes on to say that he is disgusted by outie vagina. Girls who have outie vagina because it looks like God left the tag on them. Now, I'm going to give you guys the canceled exclusive here, but I, Brooke Schofield, have an outie vagina. Imagine me sitting there, my jaw on the floor. You guys thought that was disgusting. The public was like, oh my God, how horrible. Imagine how I felt. He literally just went on a podcast and was like, yeah, I'm repulsed by this bitch.
However, this is all stuff that has happened in the past, so what is the controversy today? Well, the makeup brand e.l.f. Cosmetics, who they have recently raised their prices, which is really interesting because e.l.f. has always been known to be a very, very affordable brand with good products. I actually really love e.l.f. I use one of their moisturizers. I've used their makeup before. It's great stuff, personally, I think. But they recently did a new ad campaign with Matt.
Hey girl. Has overpriced beauty hurt your wallet?
Elf that!
Elfino and Schmarns have gone to Elf Court for millions of clients, helping them to access beauty products they deserve at prices that won't injure their livelihoods.
Just ask the elfin people.
I know a thing or two about red flags, and pricey makeup, you deserve better than that.
You may be entitled to benefits.
Let's get you those eyes, lips, funds.
Find out what your case and face are really worth.
Call us at 1-855-COLD-HARD-LASH.
That's 1-855-265-34.
273-2274.
How people gonna remember that?
Well, here's a number you can remember. $9.
Elfino and Schwartz, affordable beauty attorneys. We'll win the elfing case for your eyes, lips, and face. Call 1-855-265-34.
273-22274.
Call me.
So after this ad, a lot of people were sort of like, why Matt Rife? Like, what is the point of having him in a makeup ad, like a cosmetics brand ad? Because they were like, oh, he's had work done. Like, there are no e.l.f. products that make him look the way that he looks now, which is true. However, the brand said that the reason that they cast Matt in that commercial was because of his TikTok following. Now, 80% of his following is female and 75% of them are under the age of 34. Now, there is another TikToker who made a really good point with this part of it, with them hiring him just because of his TikTok following.
In defense of e.l.f., when I think of lip plumper, I do think of Matt Rife. I'm sorry, but what Temu injector took you from this to this? But seriously, e.l.f. made a huge mistake in casting Matt Rife in their ad because they forgot who their customer was. If you go on the e.l.f. website, these are the things that they pride themselves on that scroll across: vegan, cruelty-free, fair trade certified. They market their products in a way in which they go beyond the products, right? So it's not just about like, hey, this is the lip gloss. It's like, hey, this is everything that we stand for. So then when you cast someone like a Matt Rife, who, by the way, e.l.f. said that they cast Matt Rife in this ad because of his TikTok following, which is 80% female. What they didn't take into consideration, and what is like so true of marketing, especially when it comes to women, is like they forgot that like just because it's 80% female doesn't mean that all of those women have the same values, and that like his brand, just because it is women, doesn't mean that it's e.l.f. consumers. And now e.l.f. has to put out this sort of bizarre apology about it. The funniest thing about this ad is like, it's not even funny. Like, that's the biggest thing with Matt Rife is like, I mean, am I going to sit here and say Matt Rife doesn't have talent? No, but like, there are so many better people you could have cast in this ad. And like, if it was supposed to land comedically, it really didn't. e.l.f. just saw you, the consumer, as a woman, and they just assume that all of us have the exact same values, and that just because he has a female fan base, that means that they want to see him in makeup ads. But they failed to realize that their fan base is values-based in a way that like does not align with Matt Rife. You know who they should have cast in this? And it would have been fine because the writing's not that good. You should have cast Mark Ruffalo. The ladies love Mark Ruffalo. He's values-based. He kind of transcends generations. Will e.l.f. recover from this? Probably, yeah, but they've definitely lost consumers, and then they will lose people who like don't shop there for a while and then come back. Also, can we just agree this looks like a 2001 Nick Lachey? Nick Lachey is like, did I just need lip filler to make my career take off? I mean, he would probably argue at this time my career was very established, but listen. Nick Lachey quickly learned that in some households, it is one headshot per family.
And then, of course, some people were saying, oh, just because you threw in a drag queen in that ad doesn't make it okay. Like, why are you supporting a guy that has said horrible things about women in an ad that's aimed towards women?
Let's talk about this online backlash news. Because you have people right now threatening to boycott e.l.f. Cosmetics after the company featured comedian Matt Rife in its newest ad campaign. Right, so Matt Rife co-stars in the ad with drag queen Heidi and Closet. They're doing a whole legal parody, and many e.l.f. customers apparently not amused. And in part, seemingly because there are still many out there who feel burnt because of a controversy back in 2023 after Matt opened up a stand-up special with a joke about domestic violence. You know, he got a lot of heat for that joke, and he ended up doubling down, saying if you were someone that was offended by that joke, you should buy a special needs helmet. And so with this ad, you had the comments filled with things like, you didn't have the budget for a comedian who doesn't joke about abuse, the guy who jokes about DV in an ad targeted to women, that's a choice. And I think Andrew Tate's available for the next ad. Right, and the idea that e.l.f.'s customers are women, it was a big talking point in all the backlash. Especially because when Matt was coming up, he was kind of known as being very popular among women. And we had things like that DV joke turning a lot of women off. I mean, even he himself tried to distance himself from his female fans, with him at one point telling Variety, I don't pander my career to women. I would argue this special is way more for guys. And so now with this new ad, you have people posting videos of them tossing out their e.l.f. products, as well as videos like this one that have over 600,000 likes.
For a campaign of this size, it would have had to pass through so many hands. The amount of checks and balances and approvals that would have had to happen for this campaign to go live Can you honestly sit here and tell me that nobody at the top stood back and said, hey guys, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think that as a multi-billion-dollar business in the beauty industry with a customer base that is 90% women, we should have the face of our campaign be a man who openly jokes about violence against women.
Matt Rife was just a distraction, and I'm concerned how many of you fell for it. So let's get into what this ad is actually talking about. The concept from the horse's mouth is that overpriced beauty has been hurting customer wallets, but e.l.f. is here to save the day and defend your eyes, lips, funds, because high performance makeup doesn't have to have a spendy price tag. That's literally what they said. Now for me, the irony is a little too loud, considering on May 23rd, so just 2.5 months ago, e.l.f. posts that inflation and tariffs are really hitting them hard, a multi-billion-dollar company. And you have to cover the cost of that starting in August because all of their prices are going to be going up by $1. 5 days later, e.l.f. Beauty announces that they've penned an agreement to acquire Rhode for $1 billion. e.l.f. Beauty is a conglomerate, owning e.l.f. Skin, e.l.f. Cosmetics, Rhode, Naturium, Keys Soul Care, and they compete with the 13 other conglomerates that make up your entire beauty regimen. I'm talking Johnson & Johnson, L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, etc. This is a multi-billion-dollar company that, unlike an early-stage startup or a small business, can absolutely eat the cost of tariffs without asking customers to pay for it. But instead, just 12 days after increasing their prices by $1, they released this ad. So, Matt Rife is a casting decision that was made with surgical precision to distract from the matter that's really going on here.
e.l.f. has come out and released a statement that says, "You know us, we're always listening and we've heard you. This campaign aimed to humorously spotlight beauty injustice. We understand we missed the mark with people we care about in our e.l.f. community. While e.l.f. Vino and Schmarnez closes today, we'll continue to make the case against overpriced beauty." Matt has not said anything about the backlash. I fully do understand why people are upset, and everyone has really good takes on this whole situation. Honestly, I think that